Just waking up. It's 8:30. It's January 1st, 2022. Trying to finish up some orange juice in order to move on to the coffee portion of the day. This is the time in which talk is cheap, talk in regards to making vows for the New Year's. You made the vows. You thought it through. Now it's time to live. My vows are pretty much the same vows, and that's to not make so many vows. I like to make videos about 15 minutes or less. I also like to mail them in, so there's not much editing to do. I already made 2 more songs yesterday. I no longer thank at all for singing. I'm just now doing it. My voice is not cracking up that much anymore when I attempt the higher octaves. I got the Long Honeymoon by Elvis Costello, and I have True Love Ways by Buddy Holly. Making vows are pointless unless one carries through on them. Being a human yo-yo serves no purpose other than to feed the ego. Everything we think about ourselves from a consciousness perspective, from a first-person witness angle, all that goes poof when we die. It's gone. You may suspect you were such and such in a past life, and you might very well have been that person. You won't remember any of it, ever. It's gone. Perhaps we remember feelings in general. We don't remember getting chewed out by Julius Caesar back in the day. We don't remember that a relative of a relative was at the same theater as Abraham Lincoln. We don't remember getting hit in the face with some of that Dust Bowl. We don't remember seeing clips on the news of the Beatles playing at Shea Stadium. We don't remember that. Even though we were there and we witnessed it, if people are reincarnated. That's the thing. We know that we don't know. We've known that we don't know for pretty much ever. And there's no way to ever know what we don't know. It's not happening. That's the meaning of life. The meaning of life is we don't know. 7 or 8 minutes to fill in to go with those songs. That's nothing at all. This is not a live stream. I'm hitting pause. I'm talking, then hitting pause. Then after, when I suspect there's enough for the video, I'll start chopping out empty spaces. I'll try to delete any ums that I can, junk like that. I'll try to keep the flow of it intact. Now what I need to do is jump forward and just let it rip the rest of the junk stuff. The music's good. I understand perfect pitch. I have an internal tuning system. I've had this since being a kid. I was a camp bugler, made the state band, not because I could improvise, but because I had the tone. So I am in tune with tone. That's how I'm able to hit those subtle notes pretty good. Say like Chet Baker had that soft voice. I can easily hit his notes because he's in lower range. I can now sing Elvis Costello. I'm no longer overthinking octaves. I could probably sing 5 octaves fairly well if I keep working at it. I just know because I pretty much will mimic or try any tune. I don't care where it is, how low, if it's Johnny Cash or if it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, I'll try it. I love the feeling of being one with the tones. There's certain parts of each song I melt. I love it. It's the equivalent of eating ice cream. Just picture anything. I'm not trying to be in the gutter here. But just picture all the greatness of life. Not the excess, not the clinging, not the excessive desire, the excessive push for self-gratification. So in these final few minutes I have here to speak, I just want to point out the teleprompter thing. I want to show a video I made months ago. You could see the teleprompters reflecting off of Jamal Thomas's glasses. He decided to wear those one-way looking out sunglasses that state troopers wear, and you could see Shane's teleprompter and you could see Jamal's teleprompter. I was in the chat on the Sputnik page. I got banned from Jamal's page. The fault lines show is on both of those channels. Jamal gets the bigger page hits. No one's really going to Sputnik much. Jamal and Shane are easily linked to H.A. Goodman, Tim Black. I can run through the whole rotation. Convo Couch. I can link all these people together because they link themselves together can see a little bit of info, and I'm like, oh, isn't that special? Those people are tied to the hip. Ah, that explains it. That sort of thing. I can just tell when someone's reading. I can watch their eyes. Anyone can do what I did. And I've been doing this for well over a decade. I've gotten to the point where I do appreciate the audience. I do try to put things together in such a way that anyone can look into this. The scripts are being written out of Eglin Air Force Base or somewhere in Langley in Virginia somewhere. They're also being written out of Europe. You got Five Eyes. You have all these militaries in cahoots. You have the Russian and United States governments in cahoots by having COINTELPRO agents on Russian-owned television radio medium. Russia allows that because they're the same schmuck. You do what you want to your citizens, we do what we want to our citizens. That's how the world works. My vow over the years has been to stop caring, to stop beating my head against a wall. So today's video here, to wrap it up, I'm just showing the teleprompter. You can see it. And even if we did not have this proof, even if someone says, well, that's really blurry and murky, you can't really tell. That's not proof. You don't need that proof anyway. You watch them and you see that they're scripted. You look at the content and it becomes obvious that they are looking for people who are anti-vaccine, pro-guns, pro-convolution, pro-anger, pro-militia, pro-drugs. They all look like they've been through the wash cycle with drugs. There's tons of stuff in the archives. This new music, special interest singing, it kind of has buried my cyber sleuthing, my special interest to expose internet COINTELPRO. That's life. That's how it goes. People don't even have to watch a video. If they see the thumbnail, no one bobs their head like that in real life. The human typewriter thing, how they're reading scripts. You just plant that idea, you get that idea out there. That's what Snowden's rationale was for perhaps not being more involved in the leaking process. He seemed to put all his faith in Greenwald. Assange did everything correct except for getting involved with that kid Ziggy, the FBI informant. But you got to give Julian a lot of credit. Turns out he has Asperger's. He did the best he could. He tried his best. Prayers go out to him. Dun, 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 dun. All the bedroom lights go out as the neighborhood gets quiet. Everything in heaven and earth is almost right. But there's a wife who's wondering where her husband could be tonight. And when the phone rang only once, she took a dreadful fright. Little things just seem to undermine her confidence in him. He was late this time last week. Who can she turn to when the chance of coincidence is slim? 'Cause the baby isn't old enough to speak. There's been a long honeymoon. She thought too late and spoke too soon. There's no money back guarantee on future happiness. There's been a long honeymoon. If he's out on a date, then her life's in ruins. She never thought her love could ever be as strong as this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All the movies and the papers feature the murders of lonely women. If he isn't in by 10, she'll call up her best friend. Why doesn't he come home? Why does her friend's phone keep on ringing? Maybe she should just pretend. There's been a long honeymoon. She thought too late and spoke too soon. There's no money back guarantee on future happiness. There's been a long honeymoon. If he's out on a date, then her life's in ruin. She never thought her love could ever be as strong as this. 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 Just you know why. Why you and I will by and by no true love way. Sometimes we'll sigh, sometimes we'll cry, and we'll know why. Just you and I know true love ways. Throughout the days, our true love ways will bring us joys to share with those who really care. Sometimes we'll sigh, sometimes we'll cry, and we'll know why. Just you and I know true love ways. Throughout the days, our true love ways will bring us joys to share with those who really care. Sometimes we'll sigh, sometimes we'll cry, and we'll know why. Just you and I know true love ways.